Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. Happy Thursday. Happy hashtag BookTube Thursday, which is hosted by myself and Sweet Daphne over at my mountain home and kitchen. And this is an open collaboration where anybody is welcome to join in. All you have to do is talk about books of some sort, any kind of books, novels, cookbooks, whatever you want to do, as long as some way in there it ties into books. So you all probably thought I had fell off the face of the earth because it has been a whole week since I've done a video. This is a super busy time of the year for us. We're busy at work. I'm busy with the yard. I'm busy with the hubby. I'm busy with my grandkids. I had a swim meet for my grandson today, and we have the fair going on, and so, well, the fair starts tomorrow. But I entered some artwork, and I entered some coloring, and I entered some baked goods. So I will try to do a video on Friday of that. And then I'm going on Friday to watch my grandson show his goat at the fair. And then I'm going to go to the senior lunch. It's a free luncheon. And then we get to go and look at all the exhibit buildings while the fair is closed. So I can find out how I did on my baked goods and my art. And today, I am going to come to you with sketchbooks. So I've got some big sketchbooks, such as this, another one. And then I have this one that I got at Michael's. And then I have some sketchbooks that are more realistic sketchbooks, like this one. And then a smaller sketchbook like this. Now, like my glue books and my color books, when I first start something, I don't tend to finish right away. So start one sketchbook and then I started another sketchbook, and then so you see I've got 5 here. Same thing happened with my color books, my glue books. However, I've completed about 7 or 8 color books now. I've completed them completely, and I think I have completed 1 entire glue book. So I'm on a binge right now with sketchbooks, okay? And I am not by any means a talented artist, but I had told myself when I retired I was going to teach myself how to draw from watching tutorials on YouTube. Well, I'm not retired, but I've decided to go forward with that. And so I have been doing this for, I don't know, maybe a year, off and on. Now lately, in the last couple days, maybe a week, I've been doing a lot, and I've been watching a lot of videos on it. I've been watching a lot of, they call them sketchbook tours, and it's like a flip through of your sketchbook, but they call it a tour of their sketchbooks. Now, you'll find some on there with their sketchbooks, and they are genuinely very talented artists. And then I find some on there, they call themselves an artist. They'll say, I'm an artist, and their work to me is just very juvenile. It's very childish, like amateurish, and yet they're making money on it. And so you have to say, art is in the eye of the beholder, because everybody's art is different, and what one person thinks is a train wreck, the next person thinks is beautiful. I mean, if you think about some of the museums you go to and you see these splotches of paint splattered on a canvas, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars for it, somebody likes it, right? So I call that more abstract art. I'm not really into that. But I am going from different YouTubers and just learning that way. So here is a bird that I completed. I did do one just like this for the fair. We'll see how I did with that when I go to the fair. And it's It's almost just like this one, but I think I picked it because I felt like it was a little better than this one, and framed it, and we'll see what happens. I started some tulips here and I wasn't really super happy with them, and so I flipped the page to this one, and then and I'm not going to waste these pages because I can go back and draw more on them. And then I think I was trying to get a perfect page to finish up, so I just did a few on there. And this one I think I'm going to save and enter in the fair next year. So you see where I had so many different ones because I kept trying to get to where I liked it. I kind of like this one, and so I think I will enter this one in the fair, and when I know that I'm satisfied with it, I sign it. So I signed to this one, and I think I will enter that next year in the fair because I can get a jump start on that. So that's the end of this sketchbook. And then the same kind of paper, real thick paper, and I tried to do a sparrow here. I wasn't really happy with this one. I don't think that I will enter this in the fair next year, but I did complete it. I was trying to draw a person here, and my drawings of people, I haven't found the right person to show me in a tutorial, and I think it's one of those things that I'm just gonna have to do over and over and over again. You would think people would be easy, but they're not. So I did this a whimsical butterfly, and I really, really love it. I signed it, and I think I will enter this one in the fair next year as well. And then I did this cute giraffe, but I wasn't 100% happy with it. And then I did another giraffe, still not happy with it completely. I did this one, and it's just kind of like a whimsical abstract. I do like it, and I might enter that next year as well. And that is the end of this sketchbook. Okay, and the third one is the big one, like this. I did another sparrow, and I kind of like this sparrow. I think he turned out a little better. Still not sure that I want to enter that in the fair, though. I did this giraffe, but see what the problem is I'm not happy with the nose area here, so it needs to be over a little. So it's just okay. Here was some more tulips I did. I've really been practicing on the tulips. And then I kept trying to get the sparrow perfect, and I just wasn't happy with it. But you know, practice, practice, practice. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And then here is another sparrow. I think I like this one a little better. Not sure. I might enter that. I don't know. By next year, I might have the sparrow down better. Who knows? Okay. So I am going to tilt the camera down for the next two books. So out of the realistic real sketchbooks, I just started this one a few days ago, and it has 192 pages, 96 sheets, but they're double-sided, so 196 pages. So I worked on some more tulips, and then I worked on some more tulips here, and I was happy with those. And then here I just did some fun little tulips in a pot. So I did this tulip in a pot, this cute one, and then these two are tulips with a bee coming out, and I did this one first, and I still had room on here, so I did that one. They're just okay. I'm happy with them. This was supposed to be a daisy one, but I drew it with pencil, and I'm finding that the number 2 pencil, lead pencil, like, you know, you would use at school back in the day, they kind of bleed. They kind of, so you have to be careful. And they show you a lot of tutorials where they're using a permanent marker, like a Sharpie, to draw it out, but that I'm never confident that I'm going to, you know, do well the first time. So this was a lady that was teaching us how to do people, kind of like messy, abstract-y people. Hated this one, but I'm not going to rip it out because I heard another person or artist say that don't ever rip any of your work out of your sketchbooks, because that's how you see how you grow and improve. So of course, lots of improvement on this. And then I was trying to do people, like I said, and it is super hard. So it's one of those things I'm going to have to try over and over and over again. I have to find the right person to teach me, and I just have to have patience, because I think this one turned out the best, but I'm still not happy with them, but I'm going to continue. Then I was trying to draw this puppy. It didn't come out really good. And then this was a unicorn cake. It's supposed to be like a unicorn cake. So anyways, this book I just started. I am going to work out of this book tonight. It is Wednesday night, but I'm posting this Thursday morning. So this is a sketchbook that I started a long time ago, and it's a smaller one, so it's easier if I want to take it with me somewhere, then that would be cool. And this one, it says, okay, I started it in 9/3/2024. I have never been a good drawer, painter, but I have always wanted to be. So at almost 60 years old, which I'm 60 now, I'm going to try to teach myself with the help of YouTube. These were just some little doodles that I did on my own. This was, what does this one say? My go-to doodle since I was a young child. Yeah, this is things that I would do as flowers. When I was bored, I would just make these over and over again. This one says, hearts are always a fun go for me to draw and color. Love these water-based Sharpie markers. They don't bleed through the paper. And then I just did one with round and round in circles, and then just like different colors, like a rainbow almost. These were ice creams I did. This was, I watched a YouTube channel, Art for Kids Hub, and they were teaching us how to make a rose. So I just practiced over and over and over. They're still not great, but I like them. This was another go-to I did when I was younger, like no talent whatsoever into that. I remember when we would do the bubble letters, and I would doodle with that. And here are some balloons. And then I remember as a kid I would do this too. You would just make squiggly lines everywhere and then just color it in with crayons. I would do those all the time. I enjoyed doing that. All right, this was a puppy I was trying to make. Now, you see I still have room on here. So I could go back and try it again, make some more. Don't waste all that space, right? And I was trying to do some trees here. This was a kitty cat. Oops, sorry. That I was, let's see. So I followed the tutorial for these two cats, and then I did this one by memory. And then here was one, there's supposed to be a little bird on a branch in a tree. And you see my bird is like funky, but it just comes with time, I guess. And then here was a popsicle I was trying to draw. Again, I got a lot of room in here, so, you know, I can still fill in a lot. This was a fun page to do, and I watched a tutorial from a YouTube gal. I can't remember her name, but she did a lot of abstract, and she would give you like 25 different ideas for sketchbooks, so this was one of them. This was a little girl picking apples, and then I did a fairy and a girl again, tried it again, and the cupcake. And I did this on a bigger piece of paper for the fair. I entered it this year. Colorful houses. It reminds me of like Italy, where you look up on the hill and you see all the beautiful colored houses. And I did one like this in a large one for the fair as well, a sunset, and this is the water of the ocean. Here's a cute little sparrow I did here. This was the first one I tried doing. And this one actually is probably my favorite. And then this was, I just found a gal that liked to doodle, and so she showed us how to doodle these. And then like, this is just mindless doodling, you know, when you're bored and you want to, or you could make it into a border if you wanted to for a picture. And there's just my own kind of doodling. This was like supposed to be like a basket. I don't know. And here I was doing the little whimsical butterfly before I did her on a big piece of paper. So yeah, I like her. I think she's cute. This was me trying to do some doves, and this was supposed to be a little baby goose. And then I did the big goose here, and I colored it in. And then a little like Nemo fish. A teddy bear. And this was another one from a doodling gal, like just to doodle. I don't know, it was kind of cute. And this were some bees. And these are supposed to be like jelly beans. And just some flowers. Here's the tulip again. This was just some doodling. And a mailman. More doodling. More doodling. This was supposed to be a bluebird, I believe. And this was somebody, I think I want to say Gwen the Trash Witch did this. Oh no, Emily's Paper Caper. Her channel's Emily's Paper Caper. And she joined in on a lot of my collabs. And she did this as just a doodle page. I haven't finished coloring it in now. But there's an abstract like I did on the big page. And then I loved this one, just kind of, just whatever. I like that one. I might actually do that on a big piece of paper. And some more just hearts and clouds. Here was another bird. Here I was trying to do some princesses. And the giraffes. There's a little blue elephant. Some more doodling. And then a bird on a birdhouse. This was that same lady that was teaching us the abstract people was with her chicken. What a disaster. She made it look so cute, and like mine turned out horrible. But I did like my little girl I did here. I thought she turned out cute. I didn't color her in yet, but I think she turned out really cute. And that is all I have done in this one. So, yeah, so anyways, this has been my new relaxation that I've been doing lately. So, thanks you guys for stopping by, and sorry it's been a whole week, but like I said, I will put videos up when I can, but I'm not going to stress myself out over it. And I hope to do one on Friday at the fair, and also maybe a clip of my grandson with his goat that he's showing. So, all right, you guys take care, have a great day, and I shall talk to you later. Bye-bye.